Hey, what's up, guys? What's up, guys? How you all doing? What's going on? I'm up in the garden. Well, guys, we finally get some rain. And because we finally get some rain, everything is in the swing now. Everything is in the swing. If you notice the meadows them, a few weeks ago, we noticed the leaf them was start turning yellow because there was no rain and the plants them was really struggling. But we get about 4 days of showers every day, and because of that it has really changed. Even my okra them that was struggling so much is actually doing way better. That's another patch of edos over there that was really struggling, but now everything is coming back to life. As we can see, the edos the okra them is doing wonderful. And as we see now, you see, guys, this is good. This is really good. Yeah, this is really good to do. After it rain, you come out and you soften the soil around the plant. Right now, these are okra and they're doing pretty well. They were struggling. They was really struggling, but as you see now, they're doing wonderful. You could see the healthiness of the plant. And this is what's matter to me, guys, the healthiness. It's important for me to have healthy plants, and then I'm gonna do what I gotta do to make sure that they remain healthy. Even though it wasn't raining and we wasn't getting the weather, no rain, I still used to come out and put in the work. So even though you see, look, this one, the okra them doing so well now. This one already hard, so this one got to turn for seed. And this one, I have to pick this little one here, because if you don't pick this, it's gonna turn, you got to leave it for seed. The thing about it with okra, you got to make sure you be in around them at least every 2 to 3 days. You see, look, oh wow. Them okras, look at this one here. See this one? Let me see if okay, this one could pick. You see, once you break the top and you see it pop, yes, it's good. But if it ain't pop, that means it's ready. You just got to leave it for seed. But if you notice these small one, in the next 2 days, I got to be here, because if I ain't be here, they're gonna get hard like this one. So okra is it's a plant that produces a lot, especially if you understand. Listen to me, they produce a lot, and the more care you give them, the more they produce. So even though I wasn't getting no rain for like 4 weeks, I was still in the garden being active, make sure I'm breaking up the soil around their root. And now we get the rain. Because of the rain now, if you notice, look how they start spreading out. Healthy. Okay. So down here now, we have some smaller okra. These okra was also struggling. They was really struggling, but since the rain, that's it now. You ain't even got to worry now, because the rain already did its part. Now, okra love a lot of hot sun. So once you get them going, even though they ain't getting no rain, they'll be fine. But once they're a baby, like when you plant them as baby and you ain't take care of them properly and you not getting rain, they could you could lose them. But I was out here and I was still trying to make sure I soften the soil around their root. Even though the soil was so hard and dry, I was still trying to make sure. Now, the rain come, they just jump out the ground. Okay? So what I'm doing here, I'm just waking up the soil, because if the sun come and shine up now, the sun gonna harden the soil. So it's important when you come out, you soften the soil for the plants to grow properly. All right, so let's go down more. Okay, this is a pumpkin seed. This pumpkin just grows up in the garden, and I just decided I'm not moving it. So what you see I do, because around here I have all kind of herbs plant, turmeric, sage, different type of herb. So what I do now, I take the pumpkin leaf and I push direct it out here, out of the garden. So now I'm just gonna lap it around this tree. I'm gonna carry it around it, because I didn't want to move it. I just feel like it's like a blessing to a pumpkin seed just start growing up in your garden. I don't think you should even move it. You should just leave it right there. And that's basically what I'm doing. And it's looking healthy, beautiful and healthy. Right here is, you call this peanuts. This is peanuts I actually grew in here. I grew some last year and it was very successful. So I decided to grow more this year, which I think I should even grow more. These are not enough. I think I might set some more. Okay, this year I'm in control of the shishu. Usually the shishu them just take over the garden, but I pull up a lot of them because I didn't want them to take over my garden. So I pull up a lot of them. And now, since the rain, if you notice, you're gonna see the ginger them shooting up their head now. Yeah, and this is a different breed of ginger I never grew before. So I wanna see the result. Oh wow. Look what's going on here, guys. My burdock, man. My burdock is pushing flowers. Okay. Alright, so you know what's gonna happen? These burdock gonna push flowers, and what they're gonna do, they're gonna drop their seed, and then this whole area here gonna just full with burdock in a couple years from now. So I'll just leave them. I'm not gonna harvest them. I'm just going and leave them. This one here, this is a bitter dock. If you do your research on bitter dock, you're gonna realize the benefit that bitter dock carries as well, even with the burdock. Yeah. So yes, guys, so this is what's going on. As you see, the ginger them really pushing up their head now. There's a lot of ginger supposed to come up in here, but they were struggling because there was actually no rain, and I don't wet plants. So the only I might try to wet plants is if they're in a container. But if they're in ground, I do not wet plants. So as you see coming up here, guys, as you see, this is pumpkin. We have pumpkin coming up there. All this is pumpkin, and we also have some squash in between, growing up in between the pumpkin. We also have ginger, which these are the ginger growing up in between the pumpkin. But this right here, it's a pumpkin patch, and it have like 3 different type of squash growing as well. Let me see. Yes, this is 3 different type of squash growing inside here with the pumpkin. All right, so the thing, all this is experiment. All this is experiment, growing pumpkin and squash together just to see the result, just to see what could happen. In this kind of garden, you have to do experiment. If you do experiment, you're not gonna learn anything. You have to experiment. You gotta be your own scientist. Yes, you did. Jenga, yes, you did. Yes, you did. Yes, you did. Yes. I love to grow them. The reason why I love to grow them because they bring a lot of, sometimes they attract hummingbird. So when you grow them, they attract a lot of hummingbird. They also attract bees. So this is why I enjoy growing them, and they're so beautiful. And then they also produce flowers all through the spring, all through the summer, go right down to the fall. So as you see, guys, these are turmeric right here, and these turmeric also was struggling because we didn't get rain for a month. But as you see, the leaf them was drying out, but since we get the rain, you could naturally see the big difference, a big sprout. All right. Now this is a pepper tree. This is a habanero pepper. This pepper tree was big and it had on a lot of pepper, and some type of animal come over and they eat off the whole pepper tree, even the hot pepper. So, but as you can see right now, it have pepper, and that's amazing. And now the okra them is going nuts. You see, this one is too hard. This one, let me break the top. You got to break the top, and once you pop off the top, you know it's still good. So you got to pick it. This is another okra right here. Let me see again. Okay, once you pop off the top, you know it's not too old. All right, so this one is too old. You see it's not popping. Okay, right. So this is how we do it, guys. We also have, if you notice, we have a nice, this is a squash, butternut squash. We have a nice butternut squash coming on over here. And we have, this is another okra, let me see. This one already old, so you got to leave that for seed. This one is, like I was saying, guys, with okra, you have to make sure you in the garden every 2 to 3 days in order to be able to harvest your okra. If you're not in the garden 2 to 3 days, you're gonna lose a lot of food because they're gonna get hard pretty fast. All right, so damn, these are cassava, guys. So for the people who don't know cassava, these are cassava, and damn, these things are growing. These things growing, let me see. I love it. I love them too. Think we live very far apart, but we both love the same flower. Oh yes, I love them flowers. Yep, love them. Yes. Yes, guys, so this is basically, this area you see here, let me show you. This area, this whole area here, it's a tropical area, meaning it's tropical plant. So we have the edos, which is the edos we have here. All these are edos. We have the cassava. As you know, cassava cannot stand cold weather, so cassava is a tropical plant. If you notice, this is yam. This is yam we're growing here as well. We have like 6 different yam going on inside of here. This is the next yam growing here. And if you notice, you're gonna see it running up on the pole. This is the board house. Yeah, so right now the garden is bushy. Real bushy. Okay, look at squash right here. Yes, I'm gonna take you too. You see, this is nice. I'm gonna take you too. So basically, while I'm doing this, I'm also getting food that I can cook as well. You see? Yeah, so we have different yams growing up inside here. If you notice, guys, this soil is so rich and healthy. Let me show you. If you notice what's growing up in here, you're gonna see mushroom growing, you see? You see the mushroom them growing? The soil is just amazing. Let me show you the soil. The soil is just amazing, man. And this is organic. This is healthy organic soil. We do not add no form of chemical in our garden. None at all. So we try to grow our food natural. So even over here, as you can see, all this is edibles as well. So down to the bottom down there, there's pumpkin. But I don't want to go to, I got to clean up down there first before I go down there right now. But yes, all this is squash, as you see, running up here. The thing about it with squash, I don't know. But lately, I think squash struggles a lot. You don't get as much squash as you used to off of one plant. Why? Because cucumber, okay. Why? Because the pollination, to get them pollinate is so difficult because we're not seeing our pollinators. We're just seeing a few. Usually, we accustomed to see pollinators everywhere. No, we hardly seeing pollinators. Okay? So, over here, we go over in the center here, where we have different type of plants growing. This is sorrel. First time growing this one. This is a red sorrel. This is a comfrey plant. Marigold. This is a nice size oko standing. Let me see. Okay, this one already hard. So you got to leave this one for seed. So this one, you could pick this one. And what I love, this so easy. Wow. They're very easy to pick. Sometimes you got to struggle with them to break them, but they're just popping off, which is wonderful. Yes. So now the rain has come. We're seeing a real big difference. Garden is naturally striving now. Everything start growing up. Everything start looking healthy. Yes. Hey guys, don't forget to hit that like button. I appreciate it. But it's always important, guys, to do the come after it's rain. It's always important to come and choke up the soil around your plants. Hey Lashes, what's up? How you doing? What's going on? Yes, up in the garden, putting in the work, walking around. Thank you, I appreciate that. Appreciate that. Yeah, let me show you guys some peppers I have over here as well. You see this pepper tree? Look at this pepper tree right now. This pepper tree is already 4 feet tall. This one. This one is almost 5, it's about 4 feet plus right now. Growing beautiful. You see, I just have to put stake on my peppers then because they grow so big and tall. You know what I'm saying? So this one, and as we see, it have on some small peppers right now. Now, guys, this is what you call monkey face pepper. All right, good to see that. Good to see that, sis. All right, this is what you call monkey pepper. If you notice, when it was smaller, an animal come and bite off the top, but look at it now. And it had on pepper. It had on pepper at that time. But now we're seeing flowers, so everything doing pretty well right now. You see, my hard work, I don't put in the hard work already. So my hard work is done right now is for me to try to keep the garden clean from the weeds them trying to take over the plants. I want to send you some oil, not. Oh, really? Okay, sis. All right, okay. Thank you. I'll email you, all right? Thank you. I will email you. I appreciate that. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. Yes, guys. So I now harvest 2 corn as well. All right. Okay. Yes, I'll definitely email you. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. Yeah, so we ain't forgetting our ginger as well, guys. We love to grow ginger because we know the benefit of ginger. So we love to grow ginger. Oh, look, there's a monkey face pepper, right? Oh, it have on, okay. It have on 2 so far. It had on more now, but like I said, the animal bite off the top. Don't know which animal is it, but this gonna be a massive monkey face pepper tree. Thank you, sis. Appreciate it. Yes, this is gonna be a massive monkey face pepper tree. All right. This one down here, this is another pepper tree. The animal bite off this one as well, but doing well. You see how they look green and healthy? How do you know when the ginger ready? Well, the ginger gonna start to, they're gonna start to, their leaf gonna start to quail a little. You're gonna start to get a kind of dry. So that's when you know it's time to harvest your ginger. All right, the leaf gonna start to get quail. It's not gonna look green and powerful. It's gonna look more like it quailing. All right. So yes, guys. So we have this is another butternut squash I have growing right here. Let me put it over there. And if you notice here, we have a pumpkin running over here. This is a pumpkin running going over here. And also we have a small butternut squash coming on this. So listen to me, there's a lot of stuff going on in here. A lot of foods growing, a lot of different type of food, I love to grow in-ground crop because, like for instance, why I like to grow edibles is because edibles is easy to store. Edos, Dashin, Tanya. This plant is easy to store. So I love growing them. So yes, this little area you see right here, it's a tropical area. So it's basically tropical food growing in this area. This is a root of Edo. This is a root of Edo I didn't harvest last year. You're welcome. I didn't, but look how big the root is this year. So the thing about it with Edo too, you don't have to harvest them every year. You could leave them in the ground and they come back flourishing the following year. So these are fig trees and they're doing pretty well. In this area here, this is an area where I have fruit trees really. I'm growing a lot of fruit trees here. All these is fruit trees growing over here. That's fruit trees growing over here. This here is my area for pollinators. I create this area that pollinators could come in the garden, the birds, the butterfly. Down inside here, this is okra again. Let me see this one already hard, so I got to pick this one. Yes, guys, with okra. Hey, Leslie and Bent, how you doing? Thank you, sis. Thank you. Good to see you guys, man. Appreciate you guys. Thank you all. This is the next one here. Let me see. Right. So right now is harvest time for me. My time of planting is done. I don't plant my food all the spring into all the summer. So now is about taking care and harvesting. So every day you come in this garden, you will be able to harvest something, whether it's cucumber, whether it's corn, whether it's squash, whether it's pepper, you're gonna be able to harvest something. You see, but I'm just grateful. I'm really grateful for the rain. Okay, I see a bee there. All right, all right. Good to see you. Good to see you. Yes, I'm so grateful for the rain because we didn't see any rain for a month. This garden didn't know what is rain for a month, but it holds up. But we get a couple days of rain pouring down and everything just jump up. So I'm grateful for that. I'm really grateful. These are pumpkin and as you can see, man, everything just looking wonderful, you know. Guys, don't forget to hit that like button. I truly will appreciate it. These are some pumpkin I plant here. I just threw the seeds them there. So now, what I'm gonna be doing now, I have to clean up this. I got to clean up this area and allow them for run down that side. Yes. Yes, guys, so this is what's going on Planter Garden TV. Planter Garden TV is giving it life to you, showing you the progress. Remember, I was also showing you guys, I welcome the bees too. I hope they are known. I want them to stay. Yes, I want them to stay because without the bees, we struggled with pollinating. Sometimes you got to do self-pollinated or hand pollination because the bees is not doing as much as you expect. Right in this little area here, as you notice, this is my tomato patch. I have my tomato patch going on here. I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful. All right. Looking real healthy. Really, really healthy. I have a little area again. Down here, if you see down here, we have basil. This is basil growing up here. Tomato. These are bell pepper. But this is a garden I have for someone. This is really a garden for someone. I plant this area here for someone that they can able to get some food harvest. All right, so we have eggplant coming up here. We have edos. So this is a nice little patch right here for someone. Okay. All right, guys, so the place is really bushy. Oh, and these, let me show you the place is really bushy, but since the rain start, everything has transformed. All right, so you guys have any question about gardening? And guys, check out this soil, man. I want you to see this soil. Check the soil, the beauty of the soil, the richness of the soil. I'm gonna tell you also, let me tell you all something. If you know if you notice, let me show you what's going on. If you notice, all these is like pine leaf. All these is pine leaf inside the bed. If you notice, watch. If you dig, you're gonna see pine needle. You see, a lot of people don't understand that how beneficial pine needle be in a garden. You see what I'm saying? So if you notice my garden, you're gonna be seeing a lot of leaf mixing with the soil. You're gonna see pine needle mixing with the soil because I do not add, no chemical to my garden. This is an organic garden. I try to keep it as organic, as natural as I can. Because if I'm growing my own food, let me put it this way. Let me sit down for a minute. If I'm growing my own food, why will I add chemical to my food? That's not making sense to me. To me, it's best I just get up and go to the supermarket instead of coming to a garden, work so hard, and then load my garden with chemical, and it's like you're growing the same thing you're complaining about. So, let me show, watch. You see, leaf, all these leaf and all these things these are things that break down and feed your soil. Remember, it's not going to happen overnight. That's one thing you got to remember. It's not going to happen overnight, but guess what? It will be maintained in your garden. You see what I'm coming from? It's going to be maintained in your garden. So be mindful of that, guys. And it's more long term. It's like it's a long term investment. No, let me show you something. You see what's going on here? This is what's going on. You see? I have all these leaf, just piling them up here. Just piling them up in this area here. All these is weeds that I get out the garden. Like all from up here, all around the plants, them. You see what's going on? All the weeds, because I have to clean it up. So all the weeds, I get out the garden, I put them right here, right? I'm showing you guys something real positive here. I'm telling you right now, stop wasting your money on compost and all them kind of stuff. You wasting money. Do you understand what I'm saying? Check this garden. This is a natural garden. This is what my garden feed with. My garden feed with the weeds in the garden. Let me show you again what my garden feed with. Hold on. You see? These are stuff. This is what my garden feed with. You see? I showed a full raw proof of what I'm doing, if you notice. So now we have grass growing. You see? All these are gonna break down with this wood, and it's gonna be feeding, turned into soil and feeding. Yeah, you see what I'm saying? These are my bell pepper that I'm looking to grow. Yes, Leslie and Bell, yes, Lashos, yeah, real stuff. These are my bell pepper that I'm trying to get to 8 feet this year. They're almost 4 feet. So I'm trying to get them to 8 feet, but they're doing well. If you notice, an animal bite down a couple of them, but they're still doing their thing. But yes, guys, what I'm trying to show you is you wasting money. You wasting money, and I can show you how much you wasting money. If you check out my channel, you want to see why I say you wasting money. Let me just show you the result. Let me show you the result. Let me give you some simple ideas, right? The result from this, what I'm saying here is, you're able to grow bigger trees, you're able to get more production, your plants produce a lot more than usual, because they're growing natural and they're getting feed with natural product. So now you have a garden. You have a garden. Let me show you guys some stuff. Guys, don't forget to hit that like button. I appreciate it. You could go out, hit the like button, and come right back in. You could also share it if you feel like, because we giving real information here. This ain't no bogus nothing. This is facts and truth we giving here. No, all these weeds I'm telling you about is what you taking out your garden. You're taking these out of your garden, right? You're taking them out of your garden. No, what you do with them? What do you do with them? You get a little pile. You take a pile, you put something around it, and you just add them in there. You see? Look, we have mushroom growing up inside here. You see what I'm saying? This is real thing I'm giving you guys here. This ain't no gimmicks, no joke. So you see what going on down here? No. If you notice what going on down here, these start breaking down. You see what's going on? You could feel the texture and you could feel the heat. It's a lot of heat down inside here. So the heat help breaking down the plants. Hey, Black Guns and Garden, what's up, bro? How you doing? Thank you for being here, man. What's up? Yes, guys. So, no, what I'm saying is, you get all your weeds out of your garden wherever you get in them. What you do, you put them in an area to break down for themselves. When these break down, what you do, you take them and you go around your plants and you sprinkle them around your plants. Now, this now gonna break down and feed your soil. So now your soil gonna become richer and richer because this is what you're doing every year, right? What I'm doing there is for the fall coming up. So in the fall, I'm gonna take all them weeds, by that time they're gonna break down, and I'm gonna be spreading them around my plants them, spreading them in the soil. So now your soil start transforming, your soil start looking beautiful, your soil start looking healthy, and you don't need to add this type of stuff around your plant. I'm giving you full proof. I'm giving you facts right here. You, this is what you do. All your weeds you get out your garden, bring them and store them right here. Store them in a corner. The heat is not gonna allow, down in here, it's pretty hot. The heat is not gonna allow the plants to push any root. What it's gonna do, it's gonna stifle them and then they're gonna start to break down. If you see what's going on here, I guarantee you that in the bottom of here is full of earthworms. I guarantee you in the bottom of this is full of earthworms and different type of bacteria. So I'm telling you, you actually wasting a lot of money. Some of the money you could take it and do something else. The weeds, let me just show you. Let me show you. Because I like to show what I'm doing. I don't really like to just talk and a bunch of talking and no action. So let me show you what I do, right? This area here, I have food growing in this area. Yes, you could use kitchen scrap too. Yes, you can. But I focusing on these things and they work beautiful for me. But you also could use kitchen scrap. Now, if you notice, in this area here, I have food growing. But now I got to clean out this area. Let me show you something. So this is a edible plant right here. You see? The weed them is tall. You see? Right? Let me show you. So now this edible plant's gonna get more able to get sunlight. Right? So now I come and I take up all these weeds. Right? All these weeds. And what I do, I'm gonna show you what I do. You see now, I roll it up nicely. You see? Roll it up nicely. Take it over here. And I put it right in this heap. You see? That's all you gotta do. That's all you gotta do. Yes, you could use kitchen crap. You could use different type of stuff. Yes, you can. But I focus in, this is what I use. I also use pumpkin, like the pumpkin that I grow, like the squash, the pumpkin, these type of food that I grow. What I will do, I will take them and I will bury them. Like for instance, this pumpkin here, I bury some pumpkin right here and seed germinate, and I leave them, and if you notice, they're just running, going over there. So I do add these things in my garden, but the main thing I add in my garden is the weeds, these type of weeds, because let me explain a little to you about weeds in your garden. Let me sit down for a minute. Let me explain a little to you about weeds in your garden. There's many different type of weeds. There's all type of weeds. There's weeds that enrich your soil. There's weed that enrich your soil and feed that the soil could feed your plants, right? Now, if you take these weeds and you put them in a pile, allow them to break down and come back. These weeds is full of nutrition, nutrients, minerals. So now they keep enriching in your soil. If you pull them out, you put them back in a different form. So now they actually, your soil keep getting better and richer every year. Why? Because you keep repeating the same thing, just as nature. If you go in the trees, if you go through the trees, you're gonna see what nature do. Nature drop leaf, all these trees drop their leaf every year, drop their limbs every fall. This is what I'm saying. You have to adapt nature style. If you notice, all these trees drop their leaf every fall and their leaf break down. And when they break down, they come and they feed the trees them. You got to do the same thing in your garden or in your container. You have to maintain your soil in the fall. Just like nature, you add different things in your soil so it's going to come back natural. Look how these trees big and tall. No one went down in there and feed them. But look how big and they feed themselves. So if you use the same method and feed your soil will always be rich and healthy. Always. I grow in this area every year. Every year, and every year you look, you will see the beauty, you will see the healthiness in the plants. How do I do that? Without resting the land. No, what I do as well in the fall, I rest the land, I walk on the soil in the fall, and then in the spring, that's when I start planting again. So this is something I do every year. So the result I'm getting, I cannot go into the store and buy anything to put around my plants, because I'm seeing how natural product walk in your garden. Natural. You see? So yes, like I was saying, guys, as you see here, this is what we do. We bring them and we pile them up here. We have several other compost pile, but this one I have it in the garden. So when it breaks down, I can just come and just spread it out in the fall. Then we have other areas where I can also go to. I have a compost pile that about 9 years old now. I have a compost pile that about 9 years old. The only reason why I did not use from that is because, you know, it's down, it's deeper down. You see, all this is food right here. This one is Tanya. This is Tanya, so I have to clear them up. You see, this is Tanya. Right, the weeds them is taking over since the rain start coming. The weed is taking over. And do you know these young leaf, you can eat these young leaf? Yep. Yeah, so since, you see, so when you pull up these weeds, These are the same weeds you're using back to feed your soil. This is the same weed you're using back to feed your soil. Okay? This is a banana tree right there. You throw that around the banana tree, like for instance, let me show you what I'm gonna do here. For instance, I use my machete and I cut around the banana tree and then all right, Leslie and Ben, thank you for coming through. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. All right, thanks for all the support. I appreciate you. All right, so now what I'm doing here, I'm clearing this banana root. Okay, so you pull all this up. This is a banana root. Now, everything you pull up now, you pile them up and you throw them around the banana root. It's a lot of work, guys, but it worth every minute of it. Every minute. So this is why I said, if you have access to weed in your garden and you're not using them, you're wasting money. Because it might seem hard, but it's not hard. All you got to do, you take it from time to time and you add little by little. You see what I know? I pull up a few from around the banana, a few there, and I add them. So every time you come in the garden, you add a little. And you'll be all right. You see? This is another compost pile right here. This is another pile right here. You see? This was very, oh man. This, see, look at how warm, you see what? You see? This was very, very high. This was very high, but it get low now because the wood and the leaf keep breaking down. Now, let me show you. You see the richness of this? Watch. This is the richness of the soil. You see? Now, you take this and you put this in your container. Or you take this and you put this around maybe a pepper plant or an okra plant. And you'll be surprised. Because this is natural. This is natural stuff right here. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to put it around this eggplant and just leave it right there. You see? So what I'm saying, guys, we waste a lot of money when we don't need to spend any. And I'm surely going to do a video about this. I'm surely going to do a video, and I hope it can motivate people to understand the things you could do to save yourself a bunch of money. All right? So how you doing, guys? What's going on? What's going on? Thank you, guys, for coming out. I appreciate each and every one of you. Yes, but you could grow a healthy garden naturally. You can grow a healthy garden natural. You don't have to use all this type of stuff they talk about. You could use the stuff you pull out of your garden and I'll put them in a pile. Put them in a pile. And in that pile, it's going to break down. And then it becomes food for your plant. It's going to become food for your plant. So instead of you running to the store to go and say, all right, let me go and buy some we call it. You know what I'm talking about. You don't have to. And a lot of people try to introduce me to some product out there. And I'm saying, don't you see how I grow food? If you see how I grow food, please don't introduce me to no chemical. I'm not interested because I see how nature operates. And I see for my own self how my garden operates. So I'm not interested in anything unless it's natural. Okay? And if you as a gardener, you should be thinking the same way. Because at the end of the day, you need to read the labels of these things. Read the labels, read the fine print. These people is actually telling you what the side effect could be, and we overpassing it. They're naturally telling you the side effect is could cause certain type of disease, and we ignore it. And then when you have people come out here and show facts and truth, people ain't, as far as I see, I don't think people are interested in natural stuff. I don't think. I think people, I don't know if it's the mindset, because we come out here and we show you what you can do. You know what I mean? And how you can do it. Like for instance, me. If you hear or you watching this video anytime in the future and you never heard about Plant a Garden TV, you need to go and watch his videos. Now, I'm Plant a Garden TV, and I show my progress. I show when I'm planting. I show when the plants them struggling. Hey, Shiny and Light, how you doing? Thank you for being here. I show the whole progress in my garden. Why I show the whole progress in my garden? Because I want people to see that it works. All these little weeds you have growing up in your garden, you take them out. Instead of you use chemical and spray them, you bend them and you take out a few, and every time you take out a few, you throw them in a pile. What's gonna happen? It's gonna break down and become food for the same plant. Look, just observe, just observe. Look at the plants them, look at the healthiness of the plants them. And they all grow natural. But like I saying, you know, I don't know. But the way I do gardening, I don't think it takes a lot of energy. And I don't think everybody want to put in that kind of work. So it's easier if you grab something and just spray them. It's way easier. But please remember, remember and think about the side effects them at the same time. Oh, I have one coming up there. Okay. You guys, you see mushroom growing in the garden, which is good. I'm about to start my food garden, and can you give me some tips? And I would love to see your beautiful food forest. All right, well, I have almost 2,000 videos on my channel. So with different how to plant, how to grow, how to take care of your plant. So there's a lot of information in the videos them. So if you go into the videos them, you're gonna get, because there's information, therefore there's a lot of information. But for a new gardener, I'll say think about what you want to plant. Before you even start planting, think about what you want to plant and how much you want to plant. Do some research. Think about what type of plant love hot sun and what type of plant do not like hot sun. Think about that. Think about the season you have. Think about the growing season and the length of your growing season. No, you want to plant plants that you could get abundance of harvest before the frost, especially if you're in the cold weather. You got to think about the days it takes before a plant could harvest. So all these things you got to think about. But the main thing you want to plant. What you want to plant, how much you want to plant. Look around and see where the sun shines the most. That's important. Think about the plants them that love the sun and the plants them that love the shade. So you put the plants them in the shaded area that's love the shade. And then the plants like pepper, okra, and these type of plant, you put them in areas that love the sun. This is where you get production. My main goal is focus on the soil. Focus on the soil. Do the soil natural. If you do the soil natural, it's gonna be for a long-term investment. Sometimes we add a lot of stuff to our soil, and what it do, instead of it help the soil, it destroy the soil. So these are things you got to think about, and once you're able to think about them and focus on them, you're gonna see the growth in your garden. You cannot be distracted because there's a lot of people out there that tells you about a lot of product. And my thing is, most of them don't even show you no result. They talk about the product, but there's no results. You see what I'm saying? So you got to focus on the things that works for you. Okay? Try it the natural way and see how it works for you. I think that's the best start advice I can give you for now. This is only for now. You need more, you could always subscribe to the channel. Hit the notification bell because there's a lot of videos coming. You're gonna be seeing harvest time here. You're gonna see all the production here. So what I'm saying is, think about all I tell you, the shaded area, the sunlight. Think about which plant love sun, plant them in the sun. Think about the plant that love shade, plant them in the shade. Think about the soil, build it natural for a long-term investment instead of you adding these type of stuff that the blueprint, that the fine print is telling you side effect, and we still using them instead of we focus on our health and put our health in our hand and not in someone else's hand. Then I think that's where we need to be. That's where our mind need to be. We depend on people we depend and we believe in people. So if a new product come out and a few people start advertising it, oh yes, we're ready to run and go for it. Why not? Why not? Try the natural way. It's more work, but it's rewarding. It's more work, but it's way more beneficial. It's more work, but at least you know what is around the plant. It's more work, at least you know you have more peace within yourself because you know what you're putting around your plant. It's a lot of work for me. Yes, it's a lot of work for me. It is a lot of work for me. You think it's easy to keep this garden? You think it's easy to keep this garden done with all these weeds growing everywhere? No, it's not. But guess what? I love it because the benefit is amazing. The result is amazing. Where in the world you ever see? Do you ever see a person stand up? Have to stand up on a ladder to reach the top of a pepper tree? Where did you see that? Only in this garden I see that. My goal is to be healthy and it is my 90%. So I'm putting, exactly. You have the opportunity to do that. So why not take it? It's not like somebody telling you you can't do it. You growing your own food. Why not take the opportunity to do it natural? Stop being distracted with people and these products that they have no idea about. You check what I'm saying? This, what I'm showing you here, this is facts and truth. Use the leaf and the weeds you pull out your garden, put them in a pile. It will save you a lot of money. All right, sis, I agree with that. Use the leaf. You pull out your garden, put them in a pile, and they're gonna come back food for your soil. If you have access to these type of stuff, like old rotten wood, put them in your soil. It's gonna be beneficial. Let me show you something. Let me show you what's going on here. We all know when we see mushroom in our soil, we all know mushroom help is very beneficial to our soil. Once we see mushroom, we know something good is happening in our soil. You see, because where we got to understand, you see, all this is mushroom that was growing. All this is mushroom that was growing, and these come after the rotten woods them, you see? The rotten wood them. This is what I use, guys, in my soil, not using any chemical, and the result is amazing. So that's what I'm going to do. Thank you so much for the encouragement, and you're welcome, shine your light, you're welcome. No problem. That's what I'm here for. I'm here to encourage the people who want to be encouraged, because not everyone interested in this type of gardening. This is mostly like way back in the days gardening, where we do it manually, but at the end of the day, it's rewarded. It's rewarded. It's more healthier, and you know at the end of the day, your food gonna full with nutrition, your food gonna full with minerals, and that's what your body need. Right? You don't want to drain out all the nutrients out of your soil, as your plants would not receive it. If you drain it out, your plant's not going to receive it. Then your plant's not going to give it to you because it don't have it. You see what I'm saying? So take the time out. Take the time out and invest in time in your garden. Invest. Invest in time. Yes. You know, and listen me, I've been doing YouTube for some years now, and I never change. I never change the way I do it, and I can't change because not for the type of result I'm getting. I can't. You know what I'm saying? So you could get that type of result too. You just have to put in the time. Yes, you might be able to put in as much time as I do. But like I tell you, get a little bag. Even you got to put the leaf them in a bag. Put them in a bag. Watch. Let me show you. See this? Watch. You see what's going on here? All this is weeds that come out the garden. All this is weeds. But if you notice, it start breaking down. You see, this is what I'm trying to tell you. Now this gonna become, look at what's going on here. You see this? You see this right here? This is real food. This is real food for your plant. You see, this is what I'm telling you. So I'm gonna put it right around this okra here. You see what I'm saying? Just like that. Oh yes, sis, yes. Pumpkin vines look amazing, right? Yes, yes, looking healthy and just look at it. Really do, really do. Just looking healthy and beautiful running up here. Yes, so this is what I'm saying, guys. I thanks everyone for coming out. I truly appreciate each and every one of you. Don't forget, guys, you could always check out my channel. There's a lot of videos. And I also go live every Thursday, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So tomorrow I will be going live and we will be talking about gardening. I'm trying to give update on my garden. Once I'm doing updates, you can see the growth of the plant. You can basically see everything. So thank you guys for coming out. I appreciate each and every one of you. Happy gardening to each and every one. Thank you guys. Peace, love, and blessing. Good night.